The restaurant fell silent for a moment when the single father walked in, holding the small hand of his 5-year-old daughter as if she were the only light left in his world. He didn't know it yet, but that simple step through the door would change everything. What he thought was a cruel joke arranged by coworkers would soon turn into a moment that would shake his heart, challenge his pride, and reveal a truth no one in the room expected. Before we begin, if you believe that kindness still matters and that everyone deserves a second chance in life, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who believes in humanity, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps more powerful stories like this reach people who need them. Daniel Harper had been raising his daughter alone for 3 years. Life had not been gentle with him. After his wife passed away in a tragic accident, the world seemed to shrink around him. Every morning began before sunrise, packing lunches, preparing breakfast, and getting little Lily ready for kindergarten before rushing to his job at a logistics warehouse. His co-workers often joked that Daniel worked harder than anyone else there, but they never really understood why. For Daniel, every paycheck meant stability for Lily. Every extra shift meant she would never feel the absence of security. Still, loneliness had quietly built a home inside his chest. His co-workers noticed it. They watched the quiet man eat lunch alone every day, scrolling through photos of Lily on his phone, rarely speaking unless spoken to. One afternoon, during a break, a few of them decided it was time Daniel moved on. They signed him up for a blind date without telling him the full details. They insisted it would be good for him, claiming the woman was perfect. Daniel resisted at first. Dating felt like betrayal to the memories he still carried. But after weeks of encouragement, and a little pressure, he finally agreed. Mostly because they promised it would just be dinner. On the night of the date, Daniel arrived at a modest restaurant downtown. He felt awkward wearing a shirt that wasn't his usual work uniform. Lily stayed with a neighbor, excitedly telling him to be brave. When Daniel walked into the restaurant, his co-workers were secretly watching from another table, barely containing their laughter. They had deliberately chosen a woman they believed Daniel would reject immediately, thinking the situation would be awkward enough to break his serious attitude. At the corner table sat a woman in a wheelchair. Her posture was calm and dignified, her eyes thoughtful and observant. She looked to be in her early 30s, with dark hair neatly tied back and a quiet confidence that didn't need attention. Daniel froze for a moment. His co-workers whispered among themselves, waiting for him to panic or leave. But Daniel didn't. Instead, he took a slow breath and walked forward. He greeted her politely, pulled out the chair across from her, and sat down with a gentle smile. There was no discomfort in his face, no embarrassment, no pity. Only respect. The woman noticed. Her name was Sophia Bennett. The paralysis that confined her to the wheelchair came from a car accident years ago. Since then, she had grown used to people treating her differently, some with uncomfortable sympathy, others with awkward avoidance. Many men agreed to meet her once but rarely returned. But Daniel was different. Throughout dinner, he listened carefully. He spoke about Lily with pride and warmth, describing how she loved drawing pictures of the 3 of them, even though the third person didn't exist yet. He shared small stories about bedtime routines, silly school moments, and the quiet promise he had made to always be strong for her. Sophia watched him closely. What Daniel didn't know was that Sophia was far from ordinary. Beneath her calm demeanor was the brilliant mind behind Bennett Global Logistics, a multi-million-dollar company that had grown rapidly in the last 5 years. After her accident, Sophia took control of the family business and transformed it into one of the most respected companies in the industry. Ironically, the very warehouse where Daniel worked was one of her company's regional partners. But she had never revealed her identity during blind dates before. She preferred to see people as they truly were, without the influence of money or status. As the evening continued, Sophia asked Daniel why he agreed to come despite being clearly uncomfortable. Daniel simply admitted the truth. He said he believed everyone deserved respect, and he didn't think anyone should sit alone at a table waiting for someone who might never show up. Those words struck Sophia deeply. At the other table, Daniel's coworkers began to feel uneasy. Their joke wasn't unfolding the way they expected. As dinner ended, Daniel insisted on paying the bill, even though money was tight for him. It wasn't about pride, it was about dignity. Before leaving, he thanked Sophia for the conversation and wished her happiness, assuming they would never see each other again. But Sophia wasn't ready for the night to end. In the quiet moment outside the restaurant, she revealed the truth. She told Daniel that she was the CEO of Bennett Global Logistics, the company that owned the warehouse where he worked. She explained that the blind date wasn't her idea, but meeting him had shown her something rare, genuine kindness without expectation. Daniel was stunned. He had no idea the woman he treated like any other human being was actually one of the most powerful executives in the region. Sophia told him she had spent years meeting people who were impressed by her success but never by her heart. Daniel was the first person who treated her with simple humanity. That night didn't magically solve every problem in Daniel's life. But it opened a door he never expected. Sophia later visited the warehouse anonymously, observing how Daniel worked tirelessly, helping coworkers without being asked, and leaving early only when Lily needed him. Months later, Daniel received an offer for a management position he had never imagined possible. Not because Sophia felt sorry for him, but because she believed integrity deserved opportunity. Before we finish this story, I want to ask you something special. If this moment moved you even a little, comment the word kindness below. It helps this message spread further. Years later, the restaurant where everything began would become a meaningful place for Daniel, Lily, and Sophia. Life didn't turn into a fairy tale overnight, but something stronger grew between them: trust, respect, and the understanding that true character reveals itself in the smallest moments. And sometimes, the people others laugh at are the very ones who change our lives forever. If this story touched your heart and reminded you that kindness still exists in the world, please like the video, share it with someone who needs a little hope today, and subscribe for more stories that celebrate humanity and second chances. Your support helps these stories reach hearts everywhere.